Ish. Ish. Guys, I am sorry. I have network problems for days. I'm on one bar here. Man, guys, I'm so sorry, man. Ish. 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 Guys, I'm sorry, man. My connection is on one bar. I've got like 1, 2 bars here. I don't even know if you can hear me properly, guys. Please indicate. Can you hear me, guys? Are you able to hear me clearly? Can you see me? Guys, I'm so sorry, man. I am so sorry. Please just let me know if you can hear me. If I'm still clear. My network is bad, guys. I've got one network bar here. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, guys. I apologize, man. Oh, Lord. And just reach J now, as we were there. We can hear you and see you clearly. Thank God. Yo, thank God, guys. Okay, we can hear you. We can hear you. Okay, let's try again, guys. If this doesn't work out, then we'll have to do this some other time, man. Because I'm also getting annoyed by this thing of it's coming on and coming off. I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry, man. Literally, I will post this. You'll see for yourself, man. Like, my reception has failed me. It's the first time we have this type of problems on a live. Like, we never have problems like this ever. Do you understand? Is it because it's Satanism? Is that why the network? Is it because it is Satanism, guys? What's going on? All right, guys, we back. Let's try again. If it doesn't work, guys, then I'm sorry, guys. I tried. You can see. Let me try to put my guest back in. Lord, guys, my apologies, man. Please forgive me for this, guys. Yo. Ish. We want Jesus back. All right, let me add Jesus then. Okay, let me try, and I hope it will work out this time around. Let's see. So frustrating. Damn. In the history of lives, we've never had anything like this. Artuvana network problem here, so. But we're back. We're back.
We're back.
Mr. Nantes,
There we go.
can you hear me?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. It
I
seems we're back.
apologize, man. We have never experienced this ever. Like, ever. This is the first. What's going on? Is your religion messing up
Must
with
be the
my
devil,
network, or
hey.
what's going on, Mr. Mantis?
Must be the devil.
It must be the devil. This is the devil's work.
Absolutely.
All right, we back, everyone. Thanks so much. Please share the live. Tell everyone we're back again. It's just I'm having network problems. Okay. Let's go back a bit. You were explaining
Okay.
that Satanism does not directly mean praying to the devil.
Yes, that's
So
exactly
in
what I
other words,
said.
if I'm a Satanist, I'm not praying to the devil. Please explain that, sir. Please explain that part.
So there's a difference between Satanism and devil worship.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Praying, yes. I think that's where a lot of people get confused. So devil worship would be you acknowledge, instead of having a Christian God, like say I were a Christian, I would pray to God. A devil worshiper would pray to the devil, but from my perspective, and from some of my peers' perspective, that's just Christianity in reverse, which Satanism is not at all. Um, so with prayer, in Satanism, we don't do that. We do self-reflection. So we go look in turn. I don't want to say you talk to yourself, but you reflect upon yourself, and you look at the areas within your life that you can improve as a person. Um, so instead of praying for something to change, a Satanist would get up and make that shit happen. Like
Oh,
praying for for a better day. No, a Satanist would get off their ass and go make that shit happen. Um, so yeah,
oh,
that's
okay.
why.
I think that's
Yes.
important. I need to explain this to my
Yes.
people. Let me explain this in my vernacular to my people. Guys, home to Uri. Una Satanism na devil worship azvifani. Devil worshipper ndi mutende nokuita chimwe nachimwe chavuchristian nga reverse. And then Satanist ndi mutende nokuita zvakusatanism fades. That's quite deep. That's actually really quite deep. Like I'm sure nobody knew this here. I'm also like
Yeah.
surprised. There's actually devil worshipping and Satanism, and it's not the same thing. But
Yes.
let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit, and let's talk about
Okay.
how did Satanism start? Like, how did this whole thing come about where people decided we want to be Satanists? Just a brief history on Satanism.
It was always there, because Satanism advocates for following your true nature, following your instincts. And before religion was created, what did people do? They followed their instincts. So it's before, but it never had the name Satanism. Satanism as a organized religion started back in the 1960s with Mr. Anton LaVey, who codified Satanism as a religion. I think he launched the Satanic Bible with in I think 1966 or 1968. Forgive my I might be wrong there, but it's in the late 60s. So yeah, that's when it kind of got codified and solidified as a organized religion.
Oh, so seeing that it's a religion, guys, I apologize for my network, guys. I'm on one bar, man. I know my network is a bit somehow, but I'm trying my best so that at least we do it. Since you're saying Satanism has been codified, does that mean there is a Satanic Bible?
Yes. There is a Satanic Bible, which is codified by the kind of the laws that which a Satanist would live his life by.
So what are some of those laws, perhaps, which, and just maybe do it in comparison with Christianity? Like, what are some of the laws in the Satanic Bible which you guys comply by?
Okay, so I would have to get. I would actually need to get a photo of it.
Yo, guys, guys, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me, guys? Please just indicate, guys. Each network is just messing us. It's messing with us today. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Please just indicate on the comments. Can you guys still hear me, or is my network now? Lord. Guys, this is not going well, but okay, yes, you can hear me. Great. Let me try to add him back again. Hey, the powers run a network. Let me try to add him back again. Let me try to
I think
edit. Mr. Nantes,
we're
yes.
back.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I was still asking you about
yes.
the Satanic Bible and how that
Yes.
differs with the modern Christian religious Bible.
Okay, yeah. So the Satanic Bible, as I said, I've got it here. Here it is. So this is what it looks like.
Okay.
It says the Satanic Bible by Anton Alexander LaVey. So I'll give you, there are 9 statements which Satanists live by, and I think this would actually make some sense to people. Once again, remembering that Satan to the Satanist is a archetype, so it doesn't say Satan is, as it would say, for example, God is. It says Satan represents. So it says Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. So meaning indulge in your earthly carnal things, that the pleasures of the earthly life. It is a carnal religion. It is an earthly religion. It is the only religion that is earthly based. So without a promise of an afterlife, it says really enjoy and be present in the things that you do here and now. Um, the second one is Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. So focus on your vital existence, your vitality, your earthliness, and don't bullshit yourself with some spiritual dreams that someone read out of a book and someone told you to believe, you know? So then the third one is Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit, meaning logical wisdom. Use your brain. Logical wisdom instead of bullshitting and lying to yourself. Don't be a hypocrite, which is you find hypocrites in other religions far and wide, you know. But so don't bullshit yourself. Um, Number four, Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates, meaning show kindness to those who deserve your kindness, to those who treat you with respect. There's I'm sure it's one of the other statements, but it ties in really well with this, with the next statement, which is Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. So now, getting to your question, how do you reflect this upon Christianity? Christianity says, okay, someone does bad unto me, I'll turn my other cheek, you know?
Yeah.
A Satanist says, no, bullshit. That makes you weak. Because if you turn the other cheek, it just shows the person who did you wrong that they can do it again without consequence. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
so show the kindness to those who reciprocate or who show you kindness. Treat others like they treat you, whereas Christianity says treat others like you would like them to treat you. You
But
know,
hold on. Hold on.
so it's
Just hold on. Let me explain this. I need to break down some of these things to my people, man, because I know my people, Mr. Nantes.
yeah,
Omuna uri ngati kreste veiwe nita zvazori muthu ane gwanga bhamai niamupa unodutaha ngati Satan namu muthu ane gwanga bhama walifedziwa. Yeah, continue, sir. Thank you so much. Continue, sir.
all right, okay. So number 6, Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires, meaning take responsibility for your actions. I think that's the thing that a lot of people cannot do. Oh, we'll blame the devil for our mistakes. We fucked up. It was the devil. It was the devil who did this. No bullshit, sweetie. It was you who cannot take responsibility and accountability for your goddamn actions. And now you've got an easy scapegoat and you can blame your actions upon something that even Satanists don't believe exists, the devil, you know? So it says take accountability for your actions, and a lot of people are struggling with that.
Wow.
Then yeah, I'll move on. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. So we acknowledge humans as animal. We are just part of the animal kingdom, you know. But because of our intellectual development and our spiritual development, we've become so vicious. We treat Mother Earth like it's a piece of garbage. We have become so sufficient at destroying Earth, you know, and it's wrong. It's really wrong to do so. Instead of living within a symbiotic and a beautiful, harmonious relationship with the animals that we share this earth with, people have become extremely, extremely narcissistic and very evil, and started destroying Earth. Where, yeah, so that's wrong, you know. Number 8, Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification, meaning all those seven deadly sins that Christianity has told us to pray it away or to not do, or all of these things. Satanism says embrace them. For example, one of
Wait,
them is lust.
like, wait,
Um,
wait, I just want to understand you. So Satanism says
yes,
embrace your sins.
yes, yes. But who said it was sin? Because if you really look at it, it's so beautifully put into Christianity, where it is our human instinct to feel lust. Who doesn't? Show me one fucking person who doesn't. One person who doesn't. Gluttony, who eats more than they could, who eats more than they should, to feel full, to enjoy themselves, but because it is in our nature, it is our human nature to do these things. Now, and it fits so beautifully with the last statement. It says, enjoy all of these kind of sins because it leads to your physical gratification, meaning you feel good, mental gratification, you it emancipates your mental awareness, and emotional gratification. I don't know if I said emotional gratification, but yes, you
Okay,
get what I'm saying, right?
hold
And
on.
now, Chris, yes,
Sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I just don't want to lose you here. So, in other words,
yeah,
what
no
you're
worries.
saying is that Satanism wants me to embrace my sins and
Yes,
feel good about those sins.
but yes, not depending on what you look at sin. I'm not saying go and murder someone. That's completely unsatanic. I mean, that's just wrong. What I'm saying is, if you look at lust, to repress an emotion, and this comes if you look at neuroscience or at holistic well-being, to repress any emotion causes sickness in your body to develop. That's not something new. This is something that science is teaching us you know so now we're repressing all of these emotions, and we're told to feel guilty about them. That is the biggest fucking thing. It's to feel guilty about feeling a natural urge to go and go masturbate. Like the Christianity says, that's the cardinal sin. Now you feel guilty about that on top of it all. That's just a recipe for disaster in your emotional well-being as well as your physical well-being, man. Do you know what I'm
Okay, wait.
saying?
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you like this. And guys, I apologize for my network. I'm on one bar, guys. I'm trying my best. Mr. Nantes, are you saying that Satanism has no problem with masturbation because it makes you feel good about yourself?
Absolutely, go for it, man. It's absolutely go enjoy it, because who doesn't? It's even in the natural animal kingdom. And we refer to the natural world, if we want to go as far as say as our to where we look for God is in the natural world. It's all around us in nature, and humans are the only species who can lie to ourselves. Animals can't, you know, and they live in a perfect symbiotic relationship with each other. Humans can bullshit themselves. So, um, yeah, so it's really enjoy your earthly existence. It's a cardinal religion. It's here for us to enjoy.
All
So,
right.
yeah,
No, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. So you mentioned that according to Satanism, killing someone is anti-satanic.
absolutely, absolutely.
Why is that so?
Because for Satanism, because it's an earthly religion, a religion for the carnal, for the living, and in Satanism, it regards life as the most precious gift we have. Why it would be so unsatanic to take that away from someone, you know? So it would be absolutely wrong to kill someone from a satanic point of view.
All right. I want to move into some just to find out about. I'm going to make some reference to Christianity and then just find out what Satanism says about that. For instance,
Okay, I just want to finish this one last one. We
oh,
have
there's
we did
this one
8 of
more.
them,
Sorry. Okay, you
and
can
this
read
is
it.
the one that I love the most. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. Without the devil being something to fear, Christianity would go bankrupt.
actually, actually, wow.
Because people will stop going to church. If they didn't have an adversary or something to protect them against, why would people go spend 10% of their earnings in a church, and give it to people who don't pay any tax, you know? So, um, the
I have to
Satan
explain
has
this.
been.
I have to explain this. Please just hold on. Guys, I apologize for the network again. Uh, uh, can you still see me, by the way? Can you still see me?
Yes, I can. I'm just reading the comments.
Okay. Evan, Omuna Uri. And I seen the guys, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. Let it be very clear. I believe in God, but Omuna Uri, Satani, the best friend, ya kereke, nga uri, nga baya siyo kerekeni, kereke za dova zisiyo business. Lize health yambo. Hey, man, go far. Hey, I need a drink. Can I just have a drink real? Let's take a break a bit. I need a
Please,
drink.
please,
Let me just drink.
please.
Omuna uri, Biblia Satani, iri Satani, the best friend ya kereke, ngor asiyo kereke nga sichimbiri. The bambesu nga chivenda, none tingambi chipi, none tingambi chipi. No sweet for guys. Ati konya go sandiko Genesis kazo. All right, so Mr. Nentes, I just want to ask again some questions, which
Absolutely.
I'm gonna base on. I'm gonna ask them from a religious perspective, obviously from a Christianic perspective, and find out what obviously Satanism says. Now, for
Okay.
instance, the Bible speaks about punishment if you disobey God, right? So
Okay.
you get punished for disobeying God. What does Satan say for disobeying
Satan
God?
laughs at that. People really, I think, because mind over matter, if you really believe that you are going to be punished, then it's going to happen. We have neuroscience also says that the way that you think and feel about the world is the way that you're going to perceive it. And the world is going to react accordingly. So if you really believe that you're gonna be punished for something, then you're gonna be punished, man. But it's not gonna be God. It's gonna be your own fault. Once again, you can't blame the devil or God or anything else. So it's gonna be your own fault.
So basically, obviously, in Christianity, if you're sinning, you're gonna go to hell. So according
Yes.
to Satanism, when you're sinning, that's completely fine.
Yes. Yes, but once again, who defined sin? It was humans. God didn't write the Bible, humans did. From a human perspective, from a human mind. And looking back at history, who codified Christianity? Jesus wasn't a Christian. Christianity got codified by an emperor in the Roman Empire called Constantine. You can go research this because he was a Roman emperor who conquered all of Europe. And within Europe, he had all these pagan tribes, all following the laws of nature, respecting the laws of nature. Now he needed to unify them and to control them. So he wrote the Christian Bible as we know today. So it's all there, but people have become lazy. People have stopped questioning. Um, and yeah, it's all there, but people just blindly accept. People stopped questioning their truths. And then in other terms, that they started treating people like shit. People like casting the outsiders, they started treating like shit, you know? But what you're doing against fellow humans isn't gonna get you into heaven one day. Sweetie, they have no idea of what an afterlife actually is. And our consciousness really just evolves, and we're coming back to experience Earth again and again and again, and to make better choices for ourselves. So, even though this is from my metaphysical kind of shamanic background, which I have come to learn this, but to you're in essence just being an asshole because and you're really making other people's lives different. Not when I'm saying you're, I'm not meaning you. I'm
I'm
meaning
with you.
from
I'm with you.
personal
I'm with you.
experience. I had Christians. I invested most of my savings in a business, and it was to do readings and to do energy healing and to really help people, you know. And I helped so many people get unstuck from places that they for 30 years they couldn't cry about because they didn't know what it was that was holding them back. And when I showed them, listen, here you can heal this part of yourself, they could finally shed those beautiful healing tears that they were holding in for so long. You know, that's what I do for a living, you know. And then I invested most of my savings into a business doing exactly this. And the woman said, after I spent a lot of money to renovate the place, she said, listen, you need to get the fuck out of our building, because this is a good Christian building, you know.
Wow.
I invested most of my savings, almost all of it, to start my own little business, not hurting anybody. I was selling crystals, I was selling incense sticks, you know, small little business, you know, just doing tarot card readings, and all shut down overnight because she thought she was doing good, you know.
Wow.
And yeah,
Wow.
so this is the true face. This is what they preach love, but what they show is hate directly. And what I can testify for that, because people really, when I walked across this, like walk on the street, people would literally walk on the opposite side of the road of me, you know. And when I would go surfing, people would actually, oh my God, I just read a comment that said, can I sacrifice my boyfriend?
They're crazy. They're crazy. These guys are crazy.
No,
My people are
please
crazy.
don't. Please don't do that. That is too funny. Um, but yeah, so it's when I went surfing, in the small little town where I had my business, I went into the water. I knew nobody. I didn't give a shit. I just really want to catch a couple of waves, you know, just be in the water.
Hmm.
People turned around, saw me, and they started paddling out of the fucking water. You know, I'm like, I'm just a human, guys. I just want to go for a surf. You know, I didn't like, I had all the waves to myself, which was great, you know, but it was still like, guys, I'm just a human. I'm not gonna fucking eat your babies or fucking catch your children. It's unsatanic, you know, like this is not who I
Yeah.
am. It's really I consider myself quite a nice person. Um, but yeah, and it's all these people who claim to be Christian, who in their gospel it says to love unconditionally, but they can't. So it's
So no, I'm with you. I'm with you in that regard, Mr. Mendes. And I just want to find out now, from a Christian perspective, when a man and a woman decide to get married, they go before a pastor or a church, and then a wedding is sort of solemnized between them, and then they get married. So, what does Satanism say about marriage? Do you guys also have marriage ceremonies for maybe getting married if you're both
yes,
Christian? And how does that work?
Yes, yes. It's more of a instead of having the promise to God, you two get together and you promise to God that you are going to be together. You promise it to the other person. You say it
Oh,
actually to the other person. You know,
you
it's
promise
not
to each other.
it's yeah, you promise it to each other. I mean, that's so much more real, isn't it? And so much more tangible and than yeah. So yeah, you would rather say that to each other than to this guy in the sky, you know?
You know, the hardest part about my job right now is I'm a Christian, and you throwing jabs at my God, and I just have to be neutral because we have to do this. I want to jab back, but okay, I'll be matured. I'll be matured. I'll allow you to express yourself. So I want to talk
Okay.
about babies now. Let's say we have a child. In African cultures, particularly in Venda culture, if you have a baby, you do a little ceremony for the baby to introduce the baby to the
Yes.
ancestors. It's called Mutuso.
Yes.
Please hold on, please hold on.
Yes.
Guys, Mutuso ndi meaning achikwa. Mutuso ndi meaning. Mutuso ndi meaning. Guys, come. Mutuso ndi meaning achikwa. Yeah, but anyway, we do a ceremony to sort of welcome, introduce the baby to the ancestors. Some people go to church and
Yes.
pray for the baby to introduce him to God. So, what do you do with your kids
Okay.
as Satanists?
We allow them to grow up as they are.
How so?
We don't try and change them. I mean, I think a big thing for that was that's different from Christianity is like, for example, being gay is a sin in Christianity. You know, it stands clear as daylight. If you're gay, if you lie with another man, you should be stoned. I mean,
yeah.
like, but how could that be applicable? If your child is gay and you love him unconditionally, aren't you going to embrace him for that? Aren't you just going to allow him to develop more into who he is? Which is what Satanism advocates for, developing yourself as to the best potential you can be.
Okay,
Um,
hold on. So, are you saying that Satanism has no problem with you being gay if you are gay?
no, absolutely no problem at all. It says embrace it.
Hold on. Magay way, magay no sfa. Ugay memulu, ufi dine of gay ham gay. Memulu, ufi dine, memulu no mbona for comments. Nabo prince, nabo nyinyi, nabo real diva. Ufi dine nge, nido tanganizio. Okay, thank you. Yes, continue, sir. Continue, sir.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, it's really just embracing your child in who they fully are, you know, not to try and force them to be something that they're not, you
Mm.
know. Um, so yeah, in that sense, I would say, um,
Come,
yeah,
come as a gay person, there's no problem in Satanism.
absolutely, yeah. There's no problem in Satanism. We embrace you as you are, you know. And
So,
Satanism advocates for embracing yourself as you are, bettering yourself, taking you. Yes, I am not gay. I'm bisexual, by the way. So I saw in one of the comments. Sorry. Um, just that must have been so random from you, eh? That must have been so random. I can imagine. Sorry. Um, but so yeah, it means just really embrace yourself, better yourself if there are areas in your life that you need to improve. Heal your wounds, man, because like you don't have the right to bleed on anybody else. You know, if you got hurt, heal your wounds. Don't bleed on other people. Take responsibility for your actions,
yes.
and enjoy your earthly existence.
Wow. Okay, so whew, this is a lot. I need to sometimes catch myself because I'm processing a lot here in my mind right now. Um, but let's talk about uh, in Christianity they speak of the Holy Spirit. I'm sure you've heard about the Holy
Yes.
Spirit. So
Yes.
in Satanism, do you have something similar, or like what spirit is there?
I would say that is your higher self, your intuition. You know, we've all been born with it. And I think through not trusting our intuition, our natural guiding system, which I think Christianity has labeled the Holy Spirit, um, I think that we all were born with a natural intuition. You know when there's an alleyway you shouldn't walk past and you walk there and something bad happens to you. That's not you're not trusting your intuition. Whereas Satanism says you need to listen to yourself. Don't bullshit yourself. Listen to your intuition. Trust your guidance. It's not some spirit for us. It's really yourself, your higher self, or your intuition, whatever you want to name it. Listen to it, you know?
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you some things which people say are satanic, and I'm glad you're here
Okay.
because you're gonna clarify this for me. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes, let's go.
Number one, are tattoos satanic? If I have tattoos on, does that mean I have demons?
Well, no, we don't believe in demons. You know, I think we had quite an interesting chat earlier today, right? Regarding demons. So the demons, and I'll get back to the tattoo story as well. But demons, we don't really do demons in Satanism, because it's once putting that power outside of yourself. Where in Satanism, you believe you have the power to make the difference. You know, we don't have to pray to something else to make a difference. We believe we have the power to make a difference. So tattoos, I wouldn't necessarily just exclusively call it satanic. No, I think it's to anybody. I mean, there are Christians who have tattoos, you know. There are um, Buddhist monks in the mountains who give tattoos, you know. So wouldn't particularly say it is satanic, although Satanism, because it's earthly and there are other kind of satanic books called the Satanic Witch, the Satanic Warlock, the Satanic Rituals. Um, then, yeah, I mean, it's very aesthetic based. So look the part, you know. So I personally love tattoos. I'm covered in tattoos. Um, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't label it exclusively satanic, although the aesthetic part might be. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So sorry to take you back. You mentioned you don't believe in demons, and I'll give you a chance to explain what you mean by that. But in
Yes.
Christian philosophy or in Christian churches, they believe in removing demons. They call them the fire
Yes.
churches. Demons are removed. So
Yes.
if you as a Satanist don't
Yes.
believe in demons, then what are these demons which pastors are apparently chasing out of people?
Fucking good idea, man. Just a way to make some money, I guess. um,
Because
I mean, if you can make people believe something so deeply, then yeah, I mean, for sure, you like. I think it's to me, it's a part of your psyche that you've repressed so much that now you have a chance to let it all out, and now people don't know what the fuck's going on, and now they label it a demon. But it's just a part of yourself that really needs to get out. Or, I mean, there are. This is apart from Satanism, so don't associate this with Satanism, please.
okay, hold on,
But if you
hold
look
on.
at
I'm sorry. I have to explain this. This I have to explain. All right.
okay,
Vathu homuna uri ngachi Satanism chahawe. Ne ndimtendi. Please remember ndimtendi guys. Anati ni Satanism ndimtendi ne ndorimbulwa ndorobedziwa. But zvine homuna kwamba ukori avatendi kama demon. Ngori manda ene vatuna kwapa demon. Batendori iwe mune unao. So hakonu bva kaiwa jena kachimwe chitu. Which means ndamubusori edzikereke dzonori dzikobvisa madhimoni vari rine samasatanist rine rizvidivi uruna dhimoni riri kamutu rine latiyobva ngori hey Yeah. Can I drink, man? I need a drink. Please, let me drink, man.
Please, you can drink as much as you want, man.
I need to add more shots to this. This is not enough. I
Go
need more
ahead.
shots because my age. Oh,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I think that I also would like to clarify. I I kind of work in an environment where I have a lot of respect for the people, especially in our African cultures, who work with the ancestors. I think there are. I mean, there's a lot of scammers out there, as I'm sure we all know, but there are people who do a lot of great work in clearing the ancestral bloodlines and stuff. But I do believe that there are things like spirit attachments, um, things like that. But in Satan, that was apart from Satanism. So don't associate that with the satanic philosophy. That's just from my personal work and experience. Um, but in Satanism, we don't. I think it's another scare tactic, another fear tactic. The more you can make people fear something, and offer them a solution to it, the more money you can make, right? So if you can make the people sick, let's say, for example, you give 500 people the common cold, right? Or you give them sinus, and you know you've got the cure for sinus, and you say, "Yep, I've got the cure for sinus. Let's come to me," but you were the one making them sick, you know? Just kind of works in the same way. Now you can make people scared of this thing and say, I've got the cure for this, and you know, how much money can you make from it? A shit ton. And pay fuck all tax. So, yeah, it's a great business.
all right. I'm trying my best to remain biased here. Like I said, I don't want to take sides. I don't want to. I want to be as neutral as I can. Um, guys, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian, guys. I'm a Christian. Please don't let this conversation make you think otherwise. I'm still a Christian. So when you say you don't believe in demons, please explain this part. What do you mean by that?
um, we, I think, as actual beings, I mean, this can go quite deep, and you have to go really study the occult. But that's something that's a very intimate, personal journey. That I cannot walk for you. Neither can you walk for anybody else. This is really something that someone has to go read up on and study intensely and experience. I
Uh,
think the thing is that what people don't do is people get lazy. People like to be told what to do, you know, and that's fine to certain extents. But I think that experience, to really go and learn and experience something,
no,
that,
no, I'm
for
with you.
example, let me give an
Okay.
so let's get back to demons. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. In regarding to demons, there are mentions of the infernal names here, but from my perspective, that's just the force of nature, unconscious force in our unconscious mind that has not been yet tapped into, um, and that people can tap into, but and they give it names so that it can, so that we can put it in a box for our brain to make sense of, you know. But I believe it's just the energetic force that people then put a name um, to yeah, yeah.
To scare.
I
To
guess
scare.
I have to say, yeah,
To scare.
yes,
No, I'm with you. If it's too broad, then let's leave it. I would like to talk about like I'm overwhelmed a bit here, but I'm still with you. Let's talk about
yes,
witchcraft. Um, in
yes.
Christian, in our Christian ways, we know that there's witchcraft. We understand witchcraft is in the Bible. It's not deniable. What is the relation between Satanism and witchcraft?
So witchcraft, basically, you have to you understand what it is. Witchcraft is creating an outcome based upon your will. So creating so using the forces of nature to make something manifest that would otherwise not be possible by logical means. So
Okay.
witchcraft and Satanism do walk hand in hand by really creating your will here on earth. And I think Christians do it by praying. You know, they pray for a God to create something, to manifest something them for them on earth. You know, so isn't that just also kind of the same thing?
Okay.
But witchcraft has much more ritual and much more ingredients to create something here on earth, and it's much more sacred, I would say. It's not just something that um, you go have fun and toy around with.
Okay.
Um,
Hold on, because I need to stop you sometimes because I want to follow you. I want to be with you here. So you saying that when Christians go down and pray and ask God to do something for them because
mhm.
using their will, that is similar to witchcraft because you want your
I
will
wouldn't
to be
label it
projected on a
witchcraft. I think
situation.
that I mean, if anything that is done with intention, you could label magic. You know, anything that is really done with intention and to get an outcome, you can label magic. You know, if you and I don't think I think witchcraft has such a bad name. I mean, a lot of the especially in the African cultures, people go to the traditional healers, and what do they practice? You know, and they get results. You know, so I think that that people shouldn't exclude that also, you know, from their life. And people, I mean, there are bad people who like go and curse for a living, you know, but um, I mean, there are people who do good as well, you know, and it's about personal choice, personal experience, you know.
All right, Mr. Nentes. Whew, yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot. Um, I want to also find out about, let's say, okay, in Christian religion, we do have, I don't know if I should call them rituals, but every now and then we'd go to the mountain and pray. I don't know if that would constitute a ritual or not, but you go to the mountains and pray, you fast, you don't eat for a certain period of time, in order to pray so that, you can connect more to God. Now, as
Yeah.
Satanists, do you have similar rituals to connect better to Satan?
Yes. Well, once again, Satan is not a being. Satan is the highest aspect of human nature that we can achieve, in my opinion. Once again, referring back to the nine satanic statements that said Satan represents, and it never said Satan is. So Satan represents all of these aspects to be the best version of yourself. And within the satanic prayer room, very quote unquote, you would have a mirror because that is the best way to be honest with yourself, is to do self-reflection. You know, so
Oh,
instead of praying, spending time in solitude with yourself, in meditation, um, doing things like that to get closer to yourself, to get in tune with yourself again, you know. Um, so in that sense, then yes, we do have rituals to do that.
yo. All right. I've heard something. While I've heard about, is it called satanic temples or places where there are temples of Satan? Seeing that you don't pray to
Uh,
Satan, what happens in those
yeah.
satanic temples then if you don't pray to Satan?
Oh, rituals. I think rituals. Yeah, rituals would happen there. But also referring to the Satanic Temple, that's a satanic organization in America, um, which is called TST, the Satanic Temple. And then there's another one, the Temple of Set, and the Church of Satan, which is the one that Anton LaVey launched, and then there is the South African Satanic Church. But also, one thing that I would love to clarify before I continue is that I've kind of been seeing in the comments a lot is how do I join? The thing to be a Satanist, you don't have to join or belong to a church. What is, I think, very necessary to be a Satanist is to really go and understand and read this book. You know, it's that you can't just like stick your hand up and say, "Listen, this is like who I am now." Because this would not suit for everybody, and it's not meant to suit everybody. You know, it's really for those um, I don't know. It's a personal journey. So read this book, and then you can decide for yourself. Once again, and I think also to kind of clarify with the difference between a cult, because a lot of people label Satanists as being in a cult, right? What is a cult? A cult has a leader and a lot of followers, right? And then they do what the leader says. That's the definition of a cult. You can Google this. It's on the internet. In Satanism, because you are your own kind of god, you you follow yourself. You follow your own intuition. You don't have to follow others' intuition. You follow your own guidance. So, in that sense, a cult is not satanic, you know, because there are no followers in Satanism. Everybody is a leader in their own respective
Yeah,
fields,
I understand.
in their
Yeah.
own self, you know. So,
Hey.
I think so. Yeah, there's no satanic cults, and the cults that were there, the ones that the that there's a lot of bad rep on Satanism, which that has now need to be undone before the good can start coming undone. And I'm sure a lot of the viewers would say, some might agree, some might disagree with what I have to say, whatever. um, but
Now, with I'm with you, Mr.
it's
Nenkes. I just want I want to talk about two last things. Firstly,
yeah,
there's this thing of I don't know if it's satanic or not, where people get a snake, and after you get a snake, the snake gets you
yes,
money, it gets you wealth, it gets you recognition, importance, relevance, etc. Now, I'm sure
yeah,
people call it what's the name? Like no, I didn't know. It's a snake. It's a snake, right? So,
yeah. Okay.
are those dark snakes also part of Satanism?
No, that's not satanic. I think that fits more into our traditional African spiritualism. I think it fits more into to the realm of our African spiritualism. So yeah, that won't be satanic. No.
Oh, oh, okay. So that means African spiritualism is different from Satanism, meaning the snakes is more African for
I
us.
think so. I'm from my limited knowledge, I think, well, in Satanism, there's no you get a snake and then you get money, right? Um, so
How do
yeah,
you get
there's
money?
no such
How do
thing.
you get money in Satanism? I think that's the question everybody.
You get
How
off
do
your
you get
ass and
money?
you work. You get off your ass and you work.
There's no rituals to get money in Satanism.
No, no, it's not a there's no get rich quick scheme. I think that's also the thing that a lot of people want is to, okay, we're gonna be a Satanist, we're gonna get money right now, and it's no, it's actually very tough, you know, carrying the label of a Satanist with all these misconceptions, people look at you differently, man. It's tough. It's like it's really it's not easy always carrying. I'm happy to do that and to demystify the myths and the bullshit that surrounds Satanism. But people, once they see the label, they're like, ooh, they think twice, you know, whereas like I can do the job just as good as anyone else can. Um, but there, yeah, as I said, there's no human sacrifices you do for money. You really just get off your ass and you work.
And
Um,
what
so,
about the Illuminati though? Like somebody reminded me. I wanted to ask this question. The Illuminati. Oh, well, let me tell you what we hear. We hear that you join the Illuminati, you make a sacrifice,
yes,
and you get all this shit ton of money. fame,
Yeah.
recognition, property. You get everything your
Yeah.
heart desires, and that is associated
Yeah.
with the devil or Satanism.
Yes.
So what's the relation between Satanism and the Illuminati?
There's no relation between Satanism and the Illuminati. Um, there's yeah, I think what I've personally come to find and which really breaks my heart is to see a lot of people who get scammed by the promise of, okay, join the Illuminati, pay us this amount of money, and you're gonna be part of this group which um we're going to do this ritual for you and you're going to become rich, and then people have rocked up and they had spent their last little bit of savings that they had left, and it was a scam, and then how do I tell them, listen, you should have listened, followed your heart, man. You should have known this is wrong. Don't give your money to this person. Now my heart breaks for this person who has nothing left, and they sit with I mean nothing, and they're giving it to these scammers who feed upon the gullible people, who feed upon the people who don't know, and I think people should just be aware of that it's if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true,
Yeah.
so really, just follow your heart. Don't get scammed, people. There's a lot of bad people out there who just want to take your money, and promise you all of these things and connection with the devil and shit like that. It's bullshit. Trust your heart, guys, please, and don't get scammed.
Mr. Nentes, this will be my last question, and then I'll probably add some people who want to join in. Guys, if you want to join in, send a request now. My last question, Mr. Nentes, uh, I don't know. Okay, when you're having sex, right?
Yes.
And you're about to come, right?
Yes.
We say, oh God, as you're about to come.
Yes.
You as a Satanist, what do you say when you're about to come?
That is a beautiful question.
Or you just keep quiet?
I don't know, man. I think I think we all go by, oh my God. I think that's just a natural thing everybody does.
All right. Let me take some people. Right? Let me add some people on the line.
Yeah, absolutely,
Let me add some
absolutely, man.
guys. I see some requests here.
Awesome.
Some people might have questions. Guys, send a request if you want to join. You can also type on the question and answers. I'll try to pin your question. Let's see if this works. I hope the network doesn't fail us here.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, the network is quite bad. The network is quite bad. Oh. Oh my God, this network be annoying. Oh Lord. All right, so the live is about to end. You've got 1 minute, Mr. Nantes. Any last words you want to say? I don't think we should restart the live. I think or should we? Are you display energy is going to keep going? So we can get some question and answers.
I think I've got like 10 more minutes in me. I think it's getting late now. My roomies
Okay.
are sleeping next door. Yeah, so I think I've got like 10 more minutes in me, and then I'm gonna head
All
off.
right. Let me restart
So
the
if
live.
anyone
Then
wants to join,
let me
any
restart the live.
questions, then I'm
I'll
happy to
restart the live,
answer.
and we'll do
Yeah.
a question and answers, and then you can answer some of the questions from the viewers, and then we can wrap it up there. Okay.
Okay. Sounds
Cool.
good. Sounds
All right.
good.
Awesome.